If you'd like to learn how to play Marcin's arrangement of Alors On Danse, then this video is for you. Hey, I'm Zaja and I recently posted on my YouTube channel my first Marcin cover ever of the song Alors On Danse. And since some of you asked me if I could do a tutorial of this song, here it is. So I'm planning to do more Marcin's covers and tutorials and whatsoever on this channel. So if you don't want to miss any of those, just feel free to hit the subscribe button below. In this video, I really want to do like kind of a really deep breakdown of the song and also give you some tips on the way. I'm gonna include some timestamps so you can just skip to the parts where you're really interested in. And now let's start with the video. Okay, so first the tuning of the song is D, then we have G, then D again, then we have G, A sharp or B flat, and D, and it should sound like this. So before we start with the main riff, there's like my first tip that I want to give you on the way. So if you're playing this kind of style, it's really important that your guitar has low action. What I mean with low action is like this distance here between fingerboard and your string, and it's really crucial that this distance is as low as possible, especially if you're tapping. If you're playing like really fast arpeggios, like acoustic guitars don't really have low action, is like usually a bit higher, let's say. If you don't really know this style, then for you the action is kind of fine, especially if you're just a singer-songwriter or whatsoever. But it's really crucial to have as low action as possible, and what I mean with as low as possible is like as soon as you notice that the guitar is buzzing, then you know, okay, this is like a kind of a point where it's reached its limit. And the other thing is, of course, every guitar is kind of built in a different way. So in this case, if you're completely new into the style or whatsoever, it's maybe important, or I would recommend it just to bring it to a luthier and then he can just check it. So this is the first tip, and now let's start with the main riff. Okay, so in order to play the main riff, we are in the 5th fret and we're gonna play the first, like the 6th string, then the 5th string, and then the 4th string. And the technique that we are using is tapping. So basically you want to tap it like from above. So yeah, so we are playing then the 4th string twice. And now, on the 8th fret, we are playing this note, so like the 5th string, so we have. Then we are on the 6th fret, the 4th string again, and then we're gonna play on the 7th fret, the 5th string. So in total we have. And what you're also noticing that I'm not really moving my hand a lot, so we don't want to be like. Like, this is completely, you don't want to play like this, you want to play kind of smart. So we are not really moving our hand or our wrist at all. It's basically every finger is kind of responsible for a fret. So we have then the little finger, the pinky, then the 2nd finger, and then our ring finger. So slow we have. So, and as you notice, I didn't bend right now, which is kind of more staccato vibe, whatever, and it sounds kind of robotic if you play like this. So we don't want to play like this. That's the reason why we want to incorporate some bending. And it's kind of hard to bend on acoustic guitar, especially if your string gauge is kind of high. But it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be like a really high bend, it's just like a tiny bit of bend, so just that it can give you some kind of texture. And then we bend. Bending again. And now kind of fast. And now we play this note 3 times, so... And now on the 3rd time, simultaneously, you're gonna scratch. Like, do this movement. So on the 2nd time, when you play your main riff, so... Once, twice, and now 3rd time. And then we're gonna start with the section. The intro in total slow pace. And it's really crucial that you get this part, kind of, you can, I don't know, watch television, TV or whatever, or do whatsoever, but the important part is that you kind of need to have your muscle memory, or without thinking that you can just do it. After you get this part done, we're gonna start with the percussive part into this section here. And here the main idea is with the percussion is when you play this riff, in between the notes there's like this pause, like the, and then pause. And the main idea is to kind of fill it up, kind of to feel fancy-pantsy. You play a percussion in between, except the first beat. You're gonna start with a kick and play your first note of your main riff. So that's the first beat. Since now we want to move to our 2nd note of the main riff, you have this pause in between, and to kind of fill it up, the pause, we're gonna play something percussive. And in this case, we're gonna scratch. So we have... Then we have another pause in between those notes, 2 notes. And then you're gonna play... Okay, so in slow. Okay, and then the next percussive part is kick. Then you're gonna use your fingernails to do this. So in between the break, we're gonna play. Okay, so in slow. And then the next note, you're gonna play simultaneously with a kick. So in total. Now after we done this part, so now when we are playing the 8th fret, we're gonna start with the kick drum again. Then basically kind of the same thing, but we have a different ending, so we have. And now, so we're gonna hit our guitar from below and play these, and not now simultaneously. So we're gonna do this, then we're gonna play the 7th fret again, and then kick again. So instead of playing where we played this kick with the notes, now we are kind of playing it not simultaneously. So then the note. So everything in total so far. Then we're gonna start the main thing again. So again. And it's literally exactly the same thing. Move on to the next part. We're doing the same kind of thing again, but just the ending is a bit different. So it's like this time it's... So the rhythm is a bit different. So we're gonna start with the kick again. Scratch. Play the next note of our riff. And then, instead of doing this thing here, we're gonna play this, the 7th fret, with a kick. Okay, so we have. And then we have this rasgueado thing. And the way how you're doing it is you're doing like kind of fist, like with really kind of pressure. And then you're kind of kicking, like with pressure, like really kicking your fingers out, like I don't know if you want to pinch something, like you're doing this. And you can do it like, I don't know, this way or the other way, like it doesn't matter which way you're doing, it's like different kinds of rasgueado. And so basically you're playing the rasgueado here. And so you're playing the rasgueado, then you're gonna do here the kick jump, then this kick here, below the body, and then with your thumb, you're gonna hit it here. So, from the beginning we have so in total, let's play it slow. So now let's come to the next part, which is so in order to play this part, we're gonna start kind of with the same thing again. So, okay, this is exactly the same thing as in the last part. And now we're gonna hit this note again. And now with our pinky, we're gonna play on the 8th fret, the 4th string. And now with our right hand, we're gonna go to the 12th fret, also on the 4th string, and slide up. So but now, how are we playing the slide kind of in the right way? We don't want to slide like all the way up there. That doesn't kind of make sense. But I'm gonna explain it to you, but first, what would be the next note? So after the slide, or while you're sliding, you're gonna play with your first finger here, or you can decide whatever finger you want. It's for me kind of the easiest. So it's on the 7th fret, the 1st string. Okay, so, and the goal is kind of, while you're sliding, that you have kind of a nice transition. Like you don't want to be like, it doesn't kind of sounds good. So you really want to have nice transitions, just practice it. It's kind of like if you would play, but you don't want to play this because that's weird. So you play, instead of this, you play, so in total. Now you're gonna play with your middle finger on the 8th fret, the 4th string, and then with your whatsoever finger you can decide, you play on the 8th fret, the 3rd string. Okay, this is basically the fingering, and now with the percussive part. So we have so when you're playing with your middle finger this note, you're gonna play the bass drum again here, the bass kick. And then when you play on the 8th fret, the 3rd string with your ring finger, you're gonna kick your guitar from below, also simultaneously. Okay, so in slow. Then we're gonna play kind of the second part of our main riff, so like this. in order, and how are you playing this is, so when you play the 8th string, 8th fret, you're gonna do your kick drum, and then kind of just with your nail, just a bit kind of like scratch just this, because now we are playing here in this area, but we don't really have this scratching thing here, so we're gonna kind of just scratch the guitar here. It's kind of the same thing as we did before, but just now that we're here down here. Okay, now we're gonna start then again with the other part. So we're gonna basically play the same thing again, just that we're gonna end the riff just with a different note. So now we have. Okay, so what are we doing here? So we're gonna start the same. And now, so basically, in the first part we played this note here, but now we want to release, like to do a pull-off. So we have. And then we're gonna play the main riff again. Scratch, play note, kick the body here, thump, kick drum, and simultaneously play the next note. Then rasguero, kick, simultaneously play the note, this kick, and then with your thumb. Okay, so everything that we learned so far in slow. Now we're gonna start with this part here. In order to play this part, you need to know how to play artificial harmonics like this. I'm not gonna explain it in detail how to play this. So in case if you just want to have like a basic fingerstyle tutorial whatsoever, like which includes like all this kind of different parts of how to kick and whatever, or like also harmonics. Then just write it in the comments and I can do an extra video on that. So here it's gonna be a kind of tricky part because it's not that natural to play it. So here in this part I would really give you the tip to record yourself, because for instance I thought that I played it right, but then I noticed that one note I had a delay because I wasn't playing it really in time. Because the thing is, it's kind of like as if you would play the piano. The one thing is doing the other thing is one thing, and the other hand is doing the other thing. That's why it's crucial that you don't really have to think what your left hand is playing, because this is just doing an auto mode. It's more, maybe you can just listen to the music and know, okay, what is the right part to play. So I'm gonna first, even though that you shouldn't play this part, like the percussive and the left hand, like you shouldn't practice it separately, but instead you should practice always together. The first thing is maybe just to familiarize with what kind of percussive part and what elements are you playing, but then in the next part really play with a metronome, like really slow. And whatsoever. Now here with this main riff, I'm gonna first show you the notes on with the right hand. So on the 13th fret we're gonna tap now. So we have this note and this note. Okay, so first, then you're gonna play with this finger, the 13th fret again, first string, then again 13, th fret, then harmonic, harmonic again. And now with the timing, I'm gonna try to kind of guide you really slow, but it's more like, don't really be too focused. Okay, this is gonna be, okay, I'm gonna play this simultaneously and then gonna play this part simultaneously. It's more like, think about the music, because it's all about the music, okay? So I'm gonna play it in slow. So we're gonna start, play this together. And while you're sliding back, you're playing the second note. Then you're gonna play this, the third note of your riff with this note. And while you're sliding back, you're playing again the note here again. So in slow. Okay. And now as you slide back, you're gonna play the 13th fret again and simultaneously with the 5th fret note here, okay? The 8th fret. Okay, okay, 13th, then 6th fret, 15th fret, 15th fret, then 7th fret, then harmonic, 7th fret, harmonic. Okay, so in slow. Okay, even slower. So if you have questions on that kind of part, just write it in the comments. I'm gonna try to play it once more slower. Here in this part, it's really crucial that you just think about the music, just listen what you're playing, just know the notes of both sides. And yeah, and you can also practice first without the slide, like just. And then you can incorporate the slide, so you don't have too many elements at once. Then the next part is, so then you're gonna play with your left hand. So basically just, so we have, so you're gonna play tac, then your left hand, then right hand again, left hand, rasgueado. And the important thing is like that you kind of don't play it with your whole hand, like aggressively, just with your fingertips. Okay, so basically after. Oh, yeah, okay. So it doesn't matter if you really play like, or if you play. You can kind of decide. It doesn't matter, just that the rhythm kind of is right. So I play. Then after this part, after we managed it, we're gonna play our main riff again. But now we're not gonna play just with one finger, but with both. And now, first the notes that we're playing with our left hand. So we're playing. So we're now on the 5th fret, 6th string and 4th string. Like you can decide what kind of fingering you like. I kind of always change it. That's just how it feels. Then you're just gonna basically do the same thing, just one string lower. So basically dun, dun, and then you're gonna jump all the way to the 12th fret. Dun, dun, dun. 3 times, and then slide to the 8th string, then 13th fret, then 12th fret, but now we are not playing on the 5th and 3rd string, but now we are jumping 1 string up, so 6th and 4th string, and then we're gonna slide back to the 5th one. For the loop, I'm gonna play it. So this is basically what you're doing with your left hand, and now with the percussive part. So we're gonna start with the rasgueado again, and it's kind of the same rhythm as we did in the beginning, but now instead of playing here, we're playing here. So we have rasgueado, kick jump, okay, so with rasgueado first, kick drum, then we're gonna do like the scratching thing, but we're gonna do it instead of here, now here, scratch, scratch, then 12th fret, then kick drum, and then while you're sliding back, and when you hit, when you arrived on the 8th fret, you're gonna kick. Okay, so slow. Again. Now we're gonna do our scratch again, but then after the scratch we're gonna play the 13th fret, kick this here, thumb, 12th fret, but 12th fret, but not here, then kick drum again, and play it simultaneously. Okay, so again. Then we have kick, okay, so in slow again, total. After we are slided back, we're gonna play again basically the same thing, but now with a different ending. So again, kick drum, then kick drum, then the scratch thing. Scratch thing. Rasgueado, kick drum, and now we're gonna kick this, the guitar body, then we're just gonna do this with our fingers. It's like, and then with our index finger, we're just gonna kind of play up. So we have, okay, so everything from total and slow. Just the last part. Now we're gonna basically repeat all the part that we just did again. So we have hit, we're gonna play one of the most difficult parts, because it's really fast, and it's going like this. So you're gonna play the open strings while you're doing your kick drum. And then you're gonna play with your left hand, just this. Scratch. Okay, so then 5th fret. Okay, but now with the percussive part we have. So when you play the 5th fret, you're gonna kick here, then with your thumb here, then you're gonna slide up, so slow. Then you're gonna do this thing again, like with your whole hand, just like this snare kind of thing. And it's kind of like a gallop strumming thingy, if you know the gallop strumming. So you basically do the whole hand here, then up with your index finger, or doesn't matter what kind of finger. Then you're gonna play this. So okay, so in slow, because it's kind of difficult to explain it. And then after you played, you're gonna kick, and while you kind of kicked, you're gonna do like with your middle finger and your ring finger this move. Like do this move, and then with your left hand this kick. Okay, so okay, then so you're gonna play the open strings without kicking, and then you're gonna play with your left hand. So 10th fret, the 5th and 3rd string, and then you're gonna do the kick drum again and playing the 8 on the 8th fret. Scratch again, 13th fret. Can slow everything. So the last part is kind of the same thing as we did in all the other parts, so there's not really a lot to explain, but I'm gonna play the last part again. Managed to do everything. It's a long video, so I hope that this video kind of helps. But now for the last part of this video, I want to play everything that we learned so far in slow tempo. tutorial of Marcin's arrangement of Alors On Danse. So yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Only last tips that I can give you is just like practice with a metronome, because this is like really crucial, important, and then you're gonna master this song. Let me know also in the comments what song you want me to cover next, especially this song is definitely one of Marcin's easier songs, and then see you in the next video.